Yeah, what's poppin', America? It's your boy, Muscle Team Fuzz, man. Y'all already know what the business is. To my far left, who I got with me?
You got your boy Dilly Ills for really ills, man.
And our special guest?
Is Paula Alford, PA all day.
Woo! With that being said, you now tapped in to Keep It a Bean with Fuzzy and Dilly Ill. Dill, what's good,
Yo,
buddy?
what's good, brother, man?
How you feel? Paul, what's going on?
What's up?
Paula, throwback right here.
Going
Yes.
that blazer. I got locked up in one of those, but I ain't gonna bring that up.
It's the same color.
Same color, man. They
you
call that
must-
the favorite red blazer
You
right
must
there.
know Fuzz color, man. I'm about to blend into this Keep It a Bean shit.
Nah,
I'm
fact.
wearing some red.
So, Paula, what's going on?
I'm currently on the campaign trail. Actually, you can hear my voice. It's gone. We've been working really hard since January, but it has gotten really intense over the past few weeks. I actually just came in from out of the rain campaigning just to come to the podcast. And as soon as I finish, I'm going back out.
Oh, it
Okay,
sounds
don't
like
stop.
you had a studio session last night.
It's crazy because my wife and my daughter, we were driving past and they seen your picture. And my daughter said, she got a pretty face. I'll vote for her.
Oh, tell her thank you.
That's what it. Yo,
Yeah,
you never
yeah.
know. Voting to people that don't vote is almost like sports. The people don't do
It
sports.
really is.
Right.
You
You're
pick
right.
your team when you little by what color they got on.
Yeah.
What this they, you know what I mean?
All about, you know
100%.
what? But that's the marketing of it,
Yeah.
and that's why a piece of it is important to marketing, because, like you said about your daughter, it make you feel a certain way,
Right.
and how you feel can really drive a decision.
Nah, facts.
It's just so Paula, right? You know, I know you from the
Yeah.
singing days. You know, tell them what you used to do.
So I'm gonna say it started out with mixtapes. I did 8 mixtapes. I was on DJ K Slade, DJ Envy. I had a song that made it to Saturday Hot 97 Radio, and from having to promote that CD, that CD, I think it was like the 7th CD. It made me see that I was really good with marketing, and I did a calendar because the song was on the radio. I thought I was hot, right? So I go to New York.
We know the feeling.
I go to New York and they don't know me. I wanted to perform. So I was like, I'm gonna find a way to let them like allow me to perform. And I don't know if you remember the calendar. I
remember you
I
did
did
that.
a
I
Miss
remember
Paula
it.
Candy Flavor Girls
Yeah.
calendar.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, the calendar, they liked the calendar, so it did exactly what I wanted it to do.
Okay.
I would bring the young ladies with me. We would go and set up and sell the calendars, and they would let me sing. And that just showed me my marketing abilities. I started a company called Candy Flavors.
Yes.
And that company, I always say, was ahead of its time.
Right.
On the East Coast, we were not really into soy products at that time, green products. That was a
Right.
West Coast thing. I started that company, which was soy candles, body butters, body scrubs. And that company really afforded me the opportunity to grow.
Okay.
It got me out to the BET Awards,
Right.
BET Honors. I sponsored a whole lot of events for celebrities. And then I really wanted to take it from that company into marketing, which is the company I have now, 176 East Marketing. And in between them, I'm going to always speak about diabetes advocacy. I'm a type 1 diabetic. I got diabetes in the middle of my life, a very rare form called flatbush diabetes.
Okay.
And at the time that I got it was like I was really sick. And making candles is really labor intensive.
Right.
So I went in another direction, which was Newsplash. Newsplash is a nonprofit I started, helped bring the spelling bee back into this city. We partnered with like McDonald's and Burlington and Staples and Target and did like massive book bag giveaways, coat giveaways. Although it was the marketing company that allowed these companies to like flourish.
Okay.
So, you know, I began to get more active in my community. Started a tenants association at Congdon Mills buildings at 13 and a half Van Houten Street. Got me in a lot of trouble with the owner.
Right.
Did not like it. Went to pursue to get me kicked out and evicted. And it just so happened God used COVID to sort of slow things down because courts were closed.
Oh, yeah.
But I just told you I'm in marketing, business.
I thought Trump did that. But
No,
go ahead.
no, God did that. And
God did that.
what ends up happening is, I don't know if you can remember during COVID, everybody wanted to be a business owner. So for me, it was a good thing because I business coach.
Right.
So I made money during
Okay.
COVID. And it allowed me, by the time the courts opened back up and they were ready to take me to court, I had bought a home.
Right.
And so buying a home, though, will wake your eyes up to a lot of things because you're paying taxes.
Yeah.
And my taxes that I was paying, and I do not mind paying taxes, I just want the services to align. with the money that I'm putting out.
Right.
So, through the Tenants Association, I was afforded the opportunity to be appointed to the Housing Authority, was the chairperson there for 4 out of 5 years. I'm currently a commissioner on the Board of Social Services. And being in both of those roles really allows you to see the most vulnerable residents in the city of Paterson. You do have to have empathy because although I've never lived in public housing, you have to have a level of empathy for people that do.
Right.
I may
Wow,
not
you
be,
don't know what you're missing.
no, you say, you know what? In all honesty, I say that. One of the people that's on my campaign is from CCP, it's from the project.
Yeah.
And when I hear about some of the stories, I was like, I think I would have had a fun weekend. I think it would have been fun. I think there were some things that are missed.
It's like an amusement park, for real.
No, it sounds like
it get dangerous, but without the drama and all that,
it sounds like
it's a fun place to be.
But yeah, it allows you to see a scope that you may not normally have seen and you may not have come up with.
Right.
But the reality is, and I always find it like really bugged out, that we'll live in this city and we can be segregated.
Right.
And I don't understand it because I look at the city as one place that has a wall around it. And everything within the wall is all oppressed by the same systems.
Right.
So it has now led me into this arena. If you do Facebook, you see a lot of complaining. You see, and those complaints are worthy of being spoken. I just don't want to do just that though. Right. And I want to just have a little bit more access so that I can do a little bit more work.
Okay.
So when you hear some of the biggest complaints, right? So because you're running for councilman at large. First, councilwoman.
That's right.
At large. So first, I want you to explain what that is because what people should expect of you with that. Like you say councilman at large, I might think you could wave a wand and turn
Absolutely
water
not.
to Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
So the council person's job, very simply, is to legislate. I wish that our residents would ask our council people, not the last time they've been to a baby shower or ribbon cutting. When is the last time you put forth meaningful legislation that was going to help enhance my life? And you would be surprised at the answers you get. I would love to know. Yeah. That is the major job of a council person. And also, it is to manage the budget. We're, being fiscally responsible, making sure that the monies are being spent in a way that is conducive to the lives of the residents in the city of Paterson.
So on a smaller
and it's important that you understand that council creates legislation and the administration enforces. Council does. So if any council person tells you they're going to enforce something, they don't have the ability to enforce anything. They have the ability to create the legislation and then the administration enforces.
So basically, for somebody who don't know, if y'all not real savvy with the politics, it's kind of like y'all Congress before a city instead of a country.
Right.
Like y'all see how Congress supposed to vote on all the rules and everything, and then for the president. Right. But I guess that's what counts because there's a lot of people.
You don't know.
They don't know, and they be wanting counsel. I done seen people say, "Yo, like we be held anybody accountable, crossing guards. This is job for that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it ain't fair to a lot of the councilmen.
No, it's not. Some of the sticks and stones that are thrown are thrown in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, and now this is back on council. Council, and just not council, leadership, I feel likes to have our people ignorant because it allows them to move in a way. When you don't know certain things, you can't hold them accountable. So I feel as though sometimes it works in their favor that people don't know because when they don't know, they don't come knocking at their door.
So is it as a person that's running for council, is it to your advantage to build an alliance within the council so you could get
first job you should have on day one is to do that because if you cannot, that council is 9 seats. So if you cannot get 5 people, 4 people other than yourself, to buy into whatever that is, whatever the people voted you in for to do for them, it's never going to happen. So as much as it is important to remain independent and have an independent mindset, you also have to have a collective mindset. You have to be able to give and take, because if you two give me your vote, right?
Yeah.
You're giving me your vote because there are certain things and aspects about the policies and the pillars that I'm running on that you say, you know what, I would like to see that happen. So then I get there and I can't get anybody else to buy into that. I'm really not serving you any good. So that is one of the first, I know that's one of the first. I may not agree with everything that council does, but on this campaign journey, what I have not done is point fingers.
Yeah.
I have not said they have not done.
And that's good.
No, I'm, and you know why else I have not done that? I've not sat in a seat. And I'm not going to assume that these things are just easy just to do. I have not had the privilege of being where they are. So I'm not going to point a finger. You know, so I haven't done that specifically though, because I feel as though I am going to have one of those seats. And getting there, I want to go in there with open arms to let everyone know. I don't care who it is. I want to work with everybody.
Yes, yo, I think if everybody had that mind state in Congress and in council, a lot more stuff will happen. Like it's like we be noticing that everybody just want to be the boss. Yeah, nobody want to work with nobody, and everybody pick their little team of people they want to deal with. But that's disservice to the community, if you ask me, because like we need y'all to all agree on some shit. That's why the garbage is piled up over the city. Now, this is what I want to ask you, because it's cool that you running for this. Do you have plans on how you're gonna help change a lot of stuff that's going on around here?
Okay, so yes. I'll give you an example. Because you just brought up garbage, we'll use garbage. Quality of life is one of the pillars that I ran on, right? And I have a huge problem with the garbage. I have a 15-year-old son who's deeply embarrassed about where we live, right? So I bought a home here 5 years ago, and I've often questioned, like, did I fail him? Because he really hates Patterson. You know, and he hates, a lot of his hate is, you know, I'm watching him when we in the car and he looking around snarling. It's the garbage. You know, it's the garbage. So you look at our ordinances that we have right now for dumping. The fine is up to $10K. It's not a mandatory fine though. So with garbage being the way that it is, it's a huge problem, right? Do you feel that way? You know that garbage is a huge problem.
Yeah.
You can't have a maybe little lightweight, gingerly type of ordinance. You need an ordinance with teeth. So I wouldn't want to see it up to $5K. That means if I get to the court and the judge may make it $500, it may be $2,500. No, it needs to have a minimum, maybe a minimum of $5K, minimum of $7K. And now I want you to do the price, you know, to do the math on how much it costs to get a dumpster. If the dumping fine is cheaper than the price of a dumpster, I'll take the fine all day.
Right. Will you correlate garbage with a garbage administration?
What do you mean?
I know you like
you like oh like no. You trying to get me the point.
Listen.
You see what he's doing?
Yeah,
He's trying to get me the point finger.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, you funny,
if it's a lot of garbage,
right.
And that's all we see when we ride through these streets, it might mean whoever in control might be garbage.
It could also mean, I think it means a plethora of things. I don't think it's one thing. I think that you have residents who are very irresponsible. I see it as a homeowner. I see neighbors that are fine with stepping over garbage to go in their house. You can't, that can't be either. So I can't blame it all on leadership. What I can blame on leadership though is that I just want to see, nobody's perfect, but I don't see a plan. I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. So I just want to see a plan. Like, you know, what again, let's make the ordinance stronger. That if you dump here, you clean here.
Yes.
If you dump here, you got to do community service. And if you get caught again, you're going to jail. It got to feel like something real. And I don't think for most people, it feels like anything real. And I can just write it off as the cost of doing business, the fine.
Wardy, let me ask you something.
Run it up.
In your city, when you see people walking their dog and they shit, what they do?
They got the bag.
Patterson don't have no rules of enforcement.
No, we don't. Right.
The dogs take big shits out here and people leave it.
Yeah.
Like some of this shit be our fault because we be fighting so much to get rid of authority, but we forgetting that authority is needed for some of the everyday shit.
Chaos.
Stuff that you don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
You want to pay attention to it when it happens.
When it happens.
Yeah.
How this dog gonna put a pile of shit in front of my studio and the owner just if then when you ask them this the only city that when somebody be like, yo, why you let your dog shit? Man, shut up.
And get cussed out.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Right, they want to sick the dog on you.
Yeah, and that's why we that's why I word up. And you don't really like when we was talking about the project, you don't understand this about this city until you spend a night in another city.
Yeah.
I
You're right
spend a
about
night
that.
in another city and they talking about peace, quiet. I'm like, what the fuck? I was scared.
Right.
Because I've been living here all my life and it's just the wild, wild west and everything. It have never been an administration in this city that garnered that type of stuff, ran down on people that's doing this and doing that. It's
But
never.
I think right now I've been knocking on a lot of doors.
Yeah.
We started knocking on doors in January. I remember we had those 2 big snowstorms. Yeah. We was outside. And, from knocking on all those doors, what I can tell you is that people are tired. Yeah. I think before you were like hoping it's gonna get better on its own, I think they realize it's not gonna get better. Mm-hmm. They do want to change, and I think the timing is right now. That people may not understand how to make it happen. I always tell people I'm a fighter. I've always been a fighter, so I don't mind fighting for you. I will draw the sword, but I need to look back and know I got my army. So when I'm talking to people, I'm asking them, you going to be a part of my army? Because I'm a fight, but I got to have the army. Because when you don't have the army is when they pluck you off.
Let me ask you a question.
100%.
Right? And this is a hypothetical question. This is more like a metaphor, but I want you to read into it, right?
Okay.
When you get dressed, do your makeup, put your clothes on, and you don't put no clean shoes on, don't that fuck your whole outfit up?
Yes, it does.
So why is it all these brand new houses being built around here with dirty garbage every goddamn where? Like you look up top is new everything, but when you look on the streets, it just look like we in good times from back in the day.
You sound like my son.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. You sound like my son. The other week I asked my 20-year-old, because I have a 15-year-old and I have a 20-year-old, 2 black boys. Yeah. And I told the 20-year-old, the house next door to us, no one lives there anymore. So garbage is accumulating. Now, we keep in front of our house clean. Yeah. And like you said, a metaphor. The metaphor is, I need you to go clean their garbage because it's going to blow down the street. That's real in every aspect. When we started the tenants association, I would go to the east side of Patterson and try to get organizations where they weren't necessarily going through any of the things that we were going through. But that is the same metaphor I used to use. You might not care because it's not happening on your block right now. But I guarantee if you do not help me, it's going to. But I look at right now up in Eastside Park area, that scooters are running through there. They have a different element through there. You got to care about what's happening down the street because it's going to blow down the street.
When that wind blow that shitty pamper,
it's going to be right in front of your door.
It's going to be right on your door.
Right in front of your door.
Now, I was thinking like this. I don't want people to think I'm against the city looking pretty because I did say I like the fact that it looked new in a lot of spots you could go. I ain't been down Governor Street in a while, and when I went down, I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy. But it should be some type of legislation that y'all put together that if this person could do this and do that, then he should be able to do this elsewhere.
And fix the roads on that block too.
So I want to introduce you to something else that I'm a fan of. Yeah. It's called CBA, Community Benefits Agreements. Yeah. They've done it in Newark. They've done it in Jersey City. They've done it in other states. And what that means is that if you are going to build here, the city as a whole, with leadership, with the community, different stakeholders come together and they say, this is what our city needs. Our city needs parks, schools, recreation centers. Fact. We need different things. And then the people that will come to build looks at that list and they figure out a way to work with that list in order to build. It's not doing anything new. They're doing it in other places and it works well. I think it keeps everything balanced and even. You have to ask your city council why that, and they've never thought of that. But I think that keeps everything even. I like you. Yeah. I like looking at and seeing the new things. I just want it balanced. I was telling a young lady today, she was going in to vote, that she moved to Jersey City. And I asked her, why did you move to Jersey City? Because I know she's paying way more over there. She said, because I like, coming outside my house, I can go get something to eat. I felt her. Yes. Because I would love to go downtown, park my car, Go into the coffee shop, get me an expensive cup of coffee, because that's what you do. When you go to those coffee shops, you paying way more money. But it's not the show off. You know, what did I start off with saying? It's about how it make you feel.
Yeah, right.
So you go get the coffee.
Popping coffee bottles.
You understand?
Like
you feel me?
Right.
So my thing is, my goal, Major, I just wanted to wake up and go get some flowers. But you know how much money I'll probably spend on the way to going to get flowers? We spend so much money outside our city because what we want is not aligned with who we are. So I just would like to see the development balanced out with the business part. We have the development, but I don't feel like we have a good business infrastructure here. You know, I go down Union Ave. When Union Ave turned into Union Boulevard, you know immediately.
Right.
Because the awnings, they have a uniform awning system. Why we can't have that? Why is that business awning ripped? This business, they wrote it with their hand. I don't understand any of that. And I just think it takes a visionary. And you got to be comfortable with not, like you said, everybody want to be the boss. You have to be comfortable with, you may be there for the start of it. Yeah. You may not be there for when it finished. You may not be able to do the ribbon cutting because you're not in office at that time. You have to be comfortable with having a vision, and that vision may play out 5-7 years beyond the onset of the thought.
No, like fine. Paula, how do you have a city, right? This is the third largest city in this state. Probably 100. Technically, it's probably about 200,000 people here.
You're right.
We don't have one franchise restaurant. It ain't an Applebee's. It ain't nothing in here but a McDonald's. They just got rid of the Burger King. Like, who's in charge of this? And this is what I want people to start seeing when they go out there and vote, right? Because you got even Trump got a plan. It might not be real, but he gonna tell you some shit that's gonna make a lot of the people that voted for Trump. I'm not here Trump bashing, but I understand why people voted for him, because he sat there and said he was gonna do some shit that he ain't do, right?
Right.
And then people like, oh shit, I ain't know. But we don't even have. All we have in this city is administration that only thing they caring about is putting up houses for people to come here. They not like, we don't got no Wardy. So we got to go to Applebee's. Where we got to go?
Yeah,
Total
46 and all. Yeah, Total 46.
Nobody in another city could say, yo, let's go to Patterson to Fridays.
So let's be real. Right. You have a business.
Yeah.
When we go into a store, you going down that aisle and you going to reach for the can. If the can is dented up and the label is ripped, what do you normally do? You push that can to the side and go get you another can, right? That can is Patterson. Why would I want to bring my business here and the packaging is bad? So the important part about that, you know, it's a cliche when you hear politicians say, oh, bring your taxes down, right? You hear that every time.
That shit.
You got to ask somebody, how can that really happen? That does happen with businesses. When you bring valuable businesses into a city, helps bring down the tax rate. Yes. So you look at Newark, they have Audible, they have Prudential Center, they have an airport, they have a Whole Foods. Having businesses helps bring down the tax rate. They help bring down the tax rate for that resident. Yeah. So you should, as a resident, be asking that question that you're asking. Why don't we have? But I mean, the answer is very clear. You have garbage. You have a city council that when you turn on every Tuesday, it is an entertainment show and not a business meeting. The packaging all the way around is bad. So you can't expect, an investment is a risk. It's always a risk in the investment. And a lot of times when people are taking a risk, they're taking a calculated risk. That means I may get my money back, but the calculations show that I will. Right. So I can't ask somebody to take a risk when they may feel like I ain't getting my money back. Who does that? You tell me one time that you spent your money knowing you wasn't going to get your money back.
Yeah. You think you're going to get it back.
But sometimes when I loan somebody a couple of hours, I know I ain't going to get it back.
That ain't your investment, though. So all of that's important, and we may not look at it like that. Why is it important that we have professional city council meetings? Why is it important that the garbage is picked up? Why is it all of it's important? Because when we want to, what we want to attract to this city, it's going to take that the packaging look a lot better than what is presenting as today.
Let me give you an idea, right? Mm-hmm. In any city you go in, it's this one thing you go in, every city, you know the city popping if they got this going good. And that's a good strip club. Like, no, I'm not I'm not trying to
How
be.
did we get here?
No,
I don't know.
because Morty.
After this, let's jump back.
How did we get here?
Morty, I'm going to tell you.
We're going to be there tonight, though.
She said something about businesses lower taxes in the city.
Yeah.
Yo, people don't want to come to Patterson for nothing. We go to Elizabeth. We go to all of their clubs. We go to their strip clubs. We go to North.
You put money in this.
We go over there. When we want soul food, we gotta go to all of these cities. This is supposed to be a major city in New Jersey. We need a team of y'all, and this is why we interviewed you. Cause I said, yo, Paula, she know her shit. You know what I mean? She been in the music. She done sold candles around. I used to like them candles.
Yeah, I used to bring them to you.
Them shit was good, you know what I mean? And she did a lot of stuff in the city. Matter of fact, we had some of them candles brewing up out of here at one point, you know what I mean?
Right.
And let me tell you something. We need people that's trying to build togetherness with other councilmen. We don't want to look at I don't want nobody to send me clips of the council meeting on Tuesday and be like, yo, check this out. And motherfuckers up in there just saying anything.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this shit is
I want the comfort
goofy.
of going to bed at night, not feeling like I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Because I know that they taking care of business.
Yeah.
And like I told my son, like we can go other places. He wanted to know why they had learned about different counties, why we can't go live in Alpine, why we can't go live in Ridgewood. Right, he said Alpine, right? So, but my answer to him was, I'm gonna be 100 with you, is that we could go to live a lot of other places. You're gonna be nigger. So while you may have a better experience, that your house is nicer, that the streets are clean, your social experience is gonna be different. And why we gotta leave home? I like it here. I was raised here. I love the food here. It feel good. I know all the churches here. You grew up. We went to the same schools. It feel good when you see somebody at the store. You went. So I don't want to lose that, and I don't feel like I should have to go somewhere else in a foreign place just to have the life I want. So we giving it another stab at it, and we gonna stay, and we gonna run, and we gonna win this seat, and we gonna work together. Anybody. And I believe that for a few of the people that's running, that they have a attitude of wanting to bring everybody together. Mm-hmm. I think anything that goes against that, the community gonna be mad at it because the community is tired. Anybody that goes against working forward, progressing the city, the community gonna be outraged. All right, because you should be. And as I'm speaking to the viewers, as we're moving forward, I don't know what's going to happen on May 12th, right? But I'm really hoping that you come out, that, I've seen the complaints on Facebook. Oh my gosh, if the complaints match the votes.
Them the people ain't going to show. I said that.
I already know that that's what they think. We were walking through the 4th Ward last week, and the girl looked at me, right? And she told me her name was Regina Washington. And she said to me,
sound like a singer.
She was they don't really see nobody come through the 4th Ward. And I said, you know why though, right? I said, because they say y'all don't vote. When the numbers come out, the numbers in the 4th are the lowest. Right. So nobody's going to spend their money. Those door knockers and cards cost money. So they're not gonna come through here and spend their money and time in a place where they know what? Couple of hundred of y'all are gonna show up. Right. Y'all gotta come out and vote. Also, I made them understand that the places where people don't vote, money don't come. Nobody pays you any attention. Your vote is currency. Right. And they have to start looking at it like that. You can't stay home. When you don't vote, I gotta fix that road. They don't vote. The vote makes them feel like they gotta do something.
100%.
Y'all hear this lady, like all of the complaining when you go. I even went on, I ain't used to vote back in the day, right?
Yeah, because we ain't care.
Because we ain't care.
But now we got
I done took pictures. I done took pictures inside inside holes in the city that was up to my chest. Right. I ain't the tallest nigga, but the damn holes came up here. Right. You know what I mean? I done lost mufflers, tires, all kind of shit. Fucking with the city. Cadillac converters that got stolen. But all the people, and I'm talking to the voters out there and the people that should be voting right here.
The complainers.
This is important. All the people on Facebook that's talking the most shit, they'll say, I ain't even vote. What you talking for then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop trying to influence people to make decisions that you're not even making yourself.
100%.
That shit is garbage right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's important. It really is. Your vote is currency. Your vote is your currency. Your vote is your and people say, I don't get involved in politics. You do every day. When you go to the food store, you doing politics. So it's doing you. When you go to the gas pump, you doing politics.
Yeah.
Your kid's school, you doing politics. Politics is around you. All the decisions that's being made for your life, you don't have any input on any of it.
I'm telling you, I'm voting for the first person that agree that these stores is overcharging people in these restaurants. Somebody charged me gratuity for going to pick my food up.
Right.
I went in there and I ordered on the phone. I went to pick my shit up. It said $22. When I gave him the money, you know, I'm like, it's probably like $25 with taxes and shit.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Dude said $31. I look at the receipt. That shit got $4.36 gratuity on it.
Right.
He said, "Oh, I made a mistake." I ain't make no mistake because if I would have paid it and left, it wouldn't have been no mistake.
Right.
How's people putting tips on a pickup order?
It's a lot of robbery going on.
But
Jackson
they
back.
dogging people in the
It's a lot
city,
of robbery.
and we don't have nobody governing the small people. Everybody is looking out for the big dudes that's buying up everything. It's a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of people suffering.
But sometimes when the big people that got the loud voice speak out and complain about prices and
Yeah.
stuff, like Cardi B, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
When she spoke out, they're like, "You rich? What you like? Yo, you should be happy somebody with that loud voice talking
That's what
for
you
you."
want.
know
You
what I'm
want the
saying?
people to have access to share it, to share the access.
Right. So people, man, like you just said, the people that's out there complaining, they ain't doing nothing about it. They don't do no voting. If you ain't gonna vote and you gonna live your everyday life, just go on with life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
if you ain't gonna vote, then don't
yeah, be
complain.
quiet. Yeah. So with that being said, what make you want to run for councilwoman at large?
Because I know for a fact that I could be effective.
Okay.
I cannot do it by myself. Anybody that would tell you that is lying.
Right.
But I know that I can be effective. I know that I can look at over my past and see the work that I've done and know that if I could bring that level of commitment, I think that even going through this race, you learn so much about yourself.
Right.
And you learn about your level. It takes a level of commitment. We are just days away from knowing who's going to be who.
Right.
It takes a level of commitment, though. All the weeks that led up to this point takes a level of high commitment. And if you can do that, high level of commitment, bring it in your value. What is it, the value that you bring? What is your value system? And bringing it. I know that I could be effective. I look at the businesses I built. I look at the fact that I went from working for others to being a full-time entrepreneur for myself. That has brought me a level of freedom and independence. That nobody can wake up in the morning and take a job away from me because of a vote that I made.
Right.
But I think my greatest strength, it has always been getting other people to buy in, to see that light at the end of the tunnel with me.
Yeah.
So I believe, I'm going to be successful. I believe that I am going to have great relationships on the council with most of the council members, if not all.
Right.
I know that they all have been there years ahead of me. There's so much to learn from them. So I have a lot of respect for all of the council members.
Need that new energy.
Yeah, and I think I represent women very well. But I'm gonna be representing our city in a great light, no matter where we stand on the different stages of life. I'm a great representation as a lifelong Pattersonian.
How would you try to help people that's unfortunate to the fact where they, because people think Section 8 is for the poorest of the poorest people. There's a lot of people, or people that's just on welfare. It's people that work and got good jobs that need Section 8, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, how the way it's going.
So how would you help work that out for people that needs it? Because I see they doing a lot of cuts and getting rid of people's Section 8.
So what people need to understand is that Section 8 is not a local. It doesn't come from your local level. That's HUD. That's your federal level.
Yeah.
So when HUD cuts, those cuts come right down to the local level. At the Patterson Housing Authority, I don't know what the numbers are now because I'm no longer on the board, but there was always a great number of people on the waiting list. So as much as we don't necessarily, I hear residents, they don't necessarily like development, there is a need. There's still a need for housing. One of the other pillars that I'm running on is attainable housing, not necessarily affordable housing. And what that means, I love Section 8, the Section 8 to home ownership program.
Yes.
They did a very good job on it in Newark. It was something we had started to work on before I left that board. I'm hoping to see that continue. It's something that I want to see continue because it gives people the access. Owning a home is a beautiful thing. It's a lot of work. Yeah. But the equity game in owning a home puts you in a different arena with being able to make moves, make forward moves. But there's a middle ground of people that's often forgot about also. And that's the people who make too much. They work in 2 jobs. They don't quite they make too much money to have like programs like Section 8. But they're struggling. Yeah. And you know, one of the things
that's Medicare as well.
I have to give a nod to Kenyatta Stewart. I came off the Kenyatta Stewart camp for his campaign. It gave me a lot of life. Having relationships with great legislators like him and Benji Wimberly, being able to have state relationships to say, listen, we need to build some type of programs for these people. There's a middle ground of people. They don't qualify for the programs, but they can't just get up and buy a home. We have to pay attention to the middle ground also, because what happens to them is either they drop down to very low income. You know, it's highly unlikely that they buckle up and go on top and come out, you know, on top of that. So we want to address housing for everyone, not just for low income. Section 8, I want to utilize the Section 8 to home ownership program here in Patterson. We don't have that. There's no reason that we should not. Again, partnerships matter, because when we started it, while we are willing to give the vouchers, what that means is they can take the voucher and use that as a mortgage payment. They still have to qualify with a bank. So while we are willing to do that part, their credit still may not be good. Yeah. So you have to look at them as a whole person and bring in a team that's going to be able to address all of that. So it really makes them eligible to move forward.
Now, from you working on the board at one time with Section 8 or whatever housing, and this is a question somebody just texted me and told me to ask. Okay. And, you know, they look like me, you know, man. They look like me. They saying that it's unfair with the black people against the Spanish people with Section 8. Oh,
gosh. So let's look at the demographics of our city, right? Our city is, and the numbers is approximate because I don't have them right in front of me, but it's somewhere like 66% Hispanic, maybe 23% African American. So naturally, you're going to have more Hispanics that are probably on a list than black, because there's more Hispanics here. I wish Latifah Bug, who gave me permission to use her name, she said to me, you know, I don't feel that a lot of the black women would have had access to housing the way they did if you would not have been on the board. And I was like, man, that's concerning though, because you had said in the beginning, you would want a candidate that's looking at everyone. And that's how I've always looked at it. It doesn't matter to me, Latino. I mean, our city is diverse. In the ward that I live in, I live around Italians, I live around Bengalis, we have a very diverse city. And my goal has always been to serve a Pattersonian, not any particular person. But I have heard that before.
But Paula, when you got people, all right, my mother live in the towers, right?
Right.
When you got people getting forced out of the towers for a different ethnicity group, then it's like, who is fighting for us again? You know what I mean? Right. Like that's a weird situation, because I know of situations where people ain't pay their rent 5 days late. Next thing you know, they fake putting evictions on their door.
I'm glad you said fake.
They fake evictions on their door. Not even fake. What they doing is they's not telling people of court dates. And then they just
the only way you're right, because the only eviction way an eviction can happen is through the court system.
Yeah. Then next thing you know, people that look like me ain't in there. You know what I mean? And look, I'm one of the dudes that people argue with on Facebook about immigrants and everything, because I feel as though everybody need a shot. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people come over here like, and the reason I feel like that is more because I'm black and I done seen different nationalities from all over the world come over here as immigrants and get treated way better than the black and brown ones. You know what I mean? So I'll be with them. But I do recognize the imbalance, and when other people is taking more advantage or getting the chance more than us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fuck
no,
that.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Paula, the people that's at council, the councilman, the councilwoman that's in the seats now. What type of how is they working right now? They doing a good job, or because I understand you bringing a different type of energy as you already spoke. So I'm not gonna ask you. You're gonna do a better job in them. What type of job are they doing right now?
I think I think it lacks luster. I
Okay.
think that there's more to be desired. And I think that's evident in what you're seeing right now. The voices are loud out in the street.
Yes.
And if I'm speaking to you as a resident,
Right.
I'm speaking to you as a homeowner, a taxpayer, I'm not happy.
Okay.
You know, I'm not happy, and I just told you I'm not looking for everybody to always have the answers. I just want to see working plans.
Okay.
And I'm good with if a plan don't work. Okay, that didn't work, so we know what doesn't work. We don't got to do that again. Let's put a new one on the table and move forward. I don't see enough of that.
Okay.
I see too much fighting. Like, it's a lot. You can't get anything done. Fighting the way. I mean, how many? If you look at a council meeting, it's lasting 5 hours. They fought for about 2 out of those 5.
Right.
People, that is a business meeting. I don't think people realize that is a business meeting about your money.
Right.
And I'm, as a resident, I would just like to see more harmony. And I brought up Kenyatta because we adopted a very simple rule. There's a board, and the board in this case would be the community, right? The city. Nobody's bigger than that. Right. No piece on the board is bigger than the board.
Yeah.
And I would like to see them adapt that type of mentality. And if you're a servant, service says no one piece is bigger than God. Right. So I would like to see more of that. I just would like to see them figuring out a way. And if that means that they got to have a meeting before the council meeting, so they can get through, they should have their meeting, the personal meeting,
right,
before the council meeting, so that when they come to the council meeting, it can be about the city's business. Okay. Yeah. So I just would like to see more harmony in that way. However they got to do it, I just think at this point, it needs to happen. And I do recognize that different elements may make that a little difficult, but well, I'm not about the impossible. I'm about what's possible.
Yeah. Hopefully they ain't got to do it. You can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, look, I'm gonna need y'all.
So, hold on to the viewers out there. If y'all feel like the council people that's in chair right now ain't doing their job, Paula here, Casey here, let's get them in their chairs.
There are I believe 13
I mean?
other people outside of the 3 that are running, that all have different ideals and different ways that they feel that they can move the city forward. Right. I do challenge people to make a different decision, and I want it to be me. I would love for you to consider me, but again, if we're looking at the board, I would want you to consider what you feel is best for the city.
And this is a challenge to all administration, or all the new people and even the old people. Other day, me and Wardy was riding around and we was talking. This is embarrassing almost. We riding around and he telling me about federal prison and the politics. Like, yo, Wardy, like if somebody owes somebody something, you got the head dudes that's gonna come together and say, yo, he gotta pay or it's gonna be war. We have better structure in prison systems than what we got here.
That's sad that you're saying that.
Like jokers in prison understand politics. Like if somebody mess up before we go and chop his head off, let's all get together and figure out how can we stop this war.
And what you basically said is exactly what politics is. It's give and take. It's a little give and take. No one thing can just be absolute one way. Yeah. And there's gonna be times where you may have to give. You gotta bend. I ain't say break, but you may have to bend. And again, I think if we're all looking, I keep looking at your table as it's a piece. We're all looking at the piece, which is the community. We may have a different. You may be on a scooter. I may be on a bike. You may be in a jet. But our destination and where we want to get to is the same. Right. I think we're good, and I think we can be good.
Yeah.
And one more thing I really want to say, if everybody complaining for the last 8, 12, whatever years, then you complaining about the same people because it's been the same people in office. Huh? So if, in your mind, if you complaining about the same regiment, the same everything, then you understand that it has to be something different going on, something newer, something fresh, like a Paula,
The time
like
is,
a KC.
time is now.
They knew, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they knew. Let new people get the shot, and they got more brighter and innovative ideas
Right.
than the old jokers that's up in there getting his money.
And I
That's
am
it.
gonna say, people like KC, people like myself, new to an elected seat, but not new to the work. We've been out here doing the work.
Yep.
So, I would love to see, a KC, a Paula Alford be able to get one of those seats. I think that we could definitely begin to be, put the spark in what's going to be the change for our city. Yeah, because definitely, I'm telling y'all, we in a new chapter.
And if everybody been voting the same and still getting the same results, that means everybody on that side is together. Vote MJ too. Fuck that. He don't care what none of the motherfuckers doing. He doing this shit. I'd rather give somebody else a shot at the throne than if everybody keep complaining about the same people. Shit, let the new people go. Paula, KC, Mike, whoever else out there. Cause
there's a lot of good candidates.
Yeah, because what people don't understand in city elections, it's nonpartisan.
That part too.
You feel me? It ain't about Republican, ain't about Democrat. It's who you believe that's gonna do something for you. You know what I mean? And if we've been trying the same shit, keep trying the same shit, and we still getting the same results, and we some dumb motherfuckers.
And again, I'm just gonna say this before we close out. Ask your current council. When is the last time, or what is the last piece of legislation that you have put forth that has enhanced the quality of my life? I would like to know the answer. Shoot it to me.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. All right, so Paula, talk to the viewers. Let them know why they should vote for you and when they got to vote for you and how they got to vote for you.
Okay. Paula Alford, I am 3B on the ballot. I've given you so many reasons just in this interview. One of the reasons that stand out above all other reasons is truly that I'm passionate for my city. I've never left my city. I love my city. I'm going to bring all of the different elements. We talked about candy flavors. We talked about Newsflash. We talked about music. All of those different experiences gave me different values that I'm willing to bring to the board to make my city better. Again, 3B on the ballot. Early voting started yesterday. Early voting was Friday, Saturday, which is today. You got until 8 o'clock tonight, and it's tomorrow, and that is at 300 McBride Avenue at the Firehouse, or you can go to 685 East 34th Street, which is the Heritage at Alexander. And if you do not make any of those, Tuesday is the last day to vote. I would love for you to consider me to be your next council person. I know that I could be the change that you're looking for. I know that I personally want to be one of the best legislators that this city has seen, to actually put ordinances, legislation on the books that the city residents can look at and feel like I really made a difference in their lives. And I thank you all for having me on the show today.
And with all them big words,
I didn't say any big words. I didn't say any big words.
Nope, she just got right to the point and everything. So, listen, man, Patterson, get out there and vote. Let's get it jumping. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get it rocking.
We
Vote.
appreciate you
Gotta
coming
vote.
through.
Your vote is currency. Remember that.
And you hearing it from the voice of Patterson, man.
Yeah.
The voices of Patterson. There you go.
Keep it.